We will welcome our friend and Golf Week senior writer, Beth Ann Nichols. Beth Ann, what are reasonable expectations for Anna Davis?
Well, I think when you've won here before, there's no reason to think you can't do it again. But, in talking to her coach at Auburn, Melissa Llewellyn, not very long ago, she was saying that Anna had a slow start when she came in January. Her ball striking was a little bit off, but she says she has an old soul about her. There was no panic. That's the very chill Anna Davis that we got to know when she won here at Augusta a few years ago. So, she's coming in off of her best finish, a tie for second at the Liz Murphy just this past weekend. So I think she should have a lot of confidence coming into this week.
Beth Ann, we've seen Stanford golfers have a lot of success at Augusta over the years. Tiger Woods, Tom Watson. The women's team certainly doesn't seem to be underrepresented this week in the field at the Augusta National Women's Amateur, is it?
It's really quite remarkable, Eamon. 9 players total. We have 5 who are currently on the roster, and then you have 4 incoming Stanford players. So really, there's a lot to look forward to on that team. And when you think about that, a lot of this was happening before Rose Zhang, that the stock right now in the Stanford program is sky high. And I was talking to Sadie Engelman a little while ago, and this is only her. She's a senior at Stanford. This is her second appearance at the Augusta National Women's Amateur. And we talked a little bit about playing in Rose Zhang's shadow and Rachel Heck's shadow, for that matter, because they're the same grade. And she talked about how, these are her 2 best friends, but she'd be lying to say that it didn't get, a little frustrating at times, simply because, you have a good finish and your teammates, you may be in the top 10, but your teammates most any given week are winning. So, but at the same time, Rose Zhang pushed everyone, and Ann Walker, the head coach at Stanford, made sure that it wasn't all about Rose Zhang. Rose still had to qualify. She when she talked to the media, she didn't just talk about Rose Zhang, and made sure to talk about everyone. And the players really appreciated that, and it was a real team unity centered around Rose Zhang, and she propelled everyone, including Sadie, to get better.
We had Rachel Heck on the show yesterday when you're talking about this Stanford 5. She had such an amazing start to her college career as an individual champ, and she was sharing on her decision to forego going pro. Has been battling some injuries over the last year, saying she has other interests longer term. Amelia Miliaccio is now a colleague of ours with Golf Channel. Same decision, and she's also in the field at the Augusta National Women's Amateur. Your thoughts on those 2 names that were studs in the amateur ranks who've decided that pro golf isn't the journey that they want to take?
I think it's a really courageous decision, if I'm being honest, and I think it sends a message to everyone in this field, and that's put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears for a long time, that it's okay if you don't want to do this for a living, because you can love golf to a really, really deep level and in every fiber of your being, and it's okay that you might not love the professional life. And I think that's at the heart of what these players, Rachel and Amelia, are getting to, that it can be a lonely life on tour, and even if you're successful, it can be extremely lonely, and it can be a financial burden for many players. And if you don't want to do it with everything that you've got, it's a really, really tough road. And if you're doing it for any other reason other than yourself, it's also really tough. So I commend both of those players for digging deep and doing what their heart tells them to do.
Ingrid Lindblad is someone worthy of a lot of attention this week, Beth Ann. She's #1 in the World Amateur Golf ranking. She's been achingly close to this title 2 occasions previously, and she just had her 14th win as an LSU player. Should she be considered the favourite, or even the prohibitive favourite in your mind entering this week?
I think she's definitely the favorite. I don't think it's nearly to the level that we looked at Rose last year, in which everything was about Rose. I definitely think that, Ingrid is the favorite, but it still has a very wide open feel to it this week. I just think there's so many players with experience here who've built on several years of learning these 2 golf courses that, it's hard to just single out Ingrid. However, when you look at what she did and how important this event is to her, she won stage 2 of Q School by 4 strokes last fall. And now for the LPGA, in order to go to Q Series, you have to turn professional. And so for her to essentially dominate the field at a very difficult stage and walk away from that really shows her commitment to not only LSU and wanting to win a national title with her team, but to winning this championship. And so this is really high on her radar. But at the same time, when she was asked not very long ago, you know, how quickly she got over the miscut last year here, she said, you know, golf happens. You know, I didn't play that bad. I tell people that golf happened. And I thought that was a brilliant answer and just shows you the great maturity and perspective that she has.
Aside from Ingrid, and you said it's wide open, let's get 4 or 5 names that you would say are on that short list of other people that could be in serious contention on Saturday for the final round.
Well, I think, you know, we have to look at LaTonna Stone, who's done it before, been in contention, and certainly has some scar tissue, but knows these golf courses well. You know, I think Yana Wilson is a really promising young junior player who's ready for the big stage. I think the same thing of Gianna Clement, another junior player who isn't afraid and can follow in the footsteps of Anna Davis, who won at age 16. Zoe Campos just won another title for UCLA. She has a ton of experience here. I think she can be on the short list. You know, I think even you know, and Amari Avery, certainly a player who's been around this place for a number of years and should be very comfortable. It'll be fun.
So many amazing talents, so much drama on tap for us. Thanks for joining us, Beth Ann. We'll see you on tomorrow's show.
Thank you.